Chicago Avant Garde, 5 women ahead of their time, tells the stories of painter Gertrude Abercrombie, poet Gwendolyn Brooks, curator Katharine Kuh, and dancers Katherine Dunham and Ruth Page. This extraordinary network of women produced provocative, groundbreaking art and transformed Chicago into a significant site of avant-garde experimentation in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. Called the Queen of Bohemian Artists, Gertrude Abercrombie hosted a regular salon for artists, musicians, writers, and dancers at her home in Hyde Park. Abercrombie's paintings are instantly recognizable for their flattened surfaces and her striking visual lexicon of cats, owls, doors, and dark flatlands. Like Abercrombie, Gwendolyn Brooks lived on Chicago's South Side. She wrote poetry that distinguished her as one of the 20th century's most important poets. She was also the first African American to win the Pulitzer Prize for poetry. Both Abercrombie and Brooks witnessed the displacement of many Black residents and the reconfiguring of their neighborhoods in Chicago. Brooks created a language out of the lives of the dispossessed, like the 1945 poem The Vacant Lot, which imagines the people who once lived in a house since demolished. In Doors, 3 Demolition, Abercrombie presented multicolored doors detached from their buildings. At the time, in the 1950s, it was a common practice to use old doors to close off demolition sites. Curator Katharine Kuh exhibited Abercrombie's work many times in her gallery, which she opened in 1935, a bold move at the peak of the Great Depression. The gallery was a gathering place for artists and cultural figures. It also became a target for people who objected to modern art. These reactionary art vigilantes, as Kuh called them, once smashed her windows. Their attempt to intimidate Kuh was not successful. Kuh was close friends with Katherine Dunham, who would come to the gallery with her husband John Pratt, an artist who designed sets and costumes for both Dunham's company and for Ruth Page. Page and Dunham first collaborated in 1933 in a ballet called La Giablesse. Years ahead of other American dance companies, Page cast more than 30 Black dancers, including Dunham, in the ballet. The following year, Dunham danced the lead at the Chicago Civic Opera House. Often called the matriarch of Black dance, Dunham pioneered the field of dance anthropology. In her dancing and choreography, she fused together modern, balletic, and Afro-Caribbean elements that she observed while conducting fieldwork in Jamaica, Martinique, Trinidad, and Haiti. At the same time, Ruth Page performed her famous Americana ballets. American Pattern from 1938 tells the story of a woman dressed in white who is torn away from romance and pleasure by 3 matrons of respectability, as Page called them. These figures are armed with an apron, a broom, and a feather duster. In 1932, Page met the Japanese-American artist Isamu Noguchi at the Arts Club of Chicago. Noguchi designed the costumes for Page's extraordinary solo called Expanding Universe. These costumes expanded and folded with Page's moving body. The triangular dress resembled a suspended aluminum sculpture by Noguchi called Miss Expanding Universe. Noguchi envisioned Page as a winged Nike, a goddess of victory for the modern age. The 5 women of Chicago avant-garde expressed freedom and expansion in an era marked by discrimination and social division. They crossed boundaries, built institutions, and found support in one another at home in Chicago and well beyond.